Well, if you'd have said to me this morning that I'd be sitting here off the back of a 2-1 defeat, but my overarching emotion is still frustration, I'd have been a little bit surprised because, look, we watched the video this morning. I did the video this morning. I thought we were in massive trouble, and I thought if we really applied ourselves properly today, we could still get a result and still put in a positive performance. And if we did end up losing maybe 2 or 3-1, it would just be down to Manchester City being the overall better team and completely outclassing us. However, I actually don't think that's the case today. I think Manchester City were the better team over the course of the 90 minutes, but I actually think that they've got quite lucky to win this game because I don't think they offered a lot going forward, and I think we created far better chances than they did. And I think, firstly, we've missed real opportunities to score goals, and their only goals of this game have come from 2 absolutely massive defensive errors. And what frustrates me the most is the 3 things that I've complained about the most over the course of the last 2 months when we've been on this relatively good run. It's been those 3 things that have actually ended up costing us the game because, like I say, other than I think that Erling Haaland shot that was straight at De Gea, and other than the 2 goals, Manchester City didn't have a chance all game. They didn't have anything. We must have had 6 or 7 good chances to score goals in this game, and Manchester City had 3 and scored 2. And quite frankly, both goals that they scored, they should not have scored. And like I say, it comes down to these 3 things. I spoke about it most after the Chelsea game when we talk about the first goal, and that is about lack of running or defensive running from our midfield players, and in particular Christian Eriksen. Now, I've spoken a lot about Christian Eriksen on this channel. You know how much I love Christian Eriksen. I am so happy that he is a Manchester United player. But I said it after the Chelsea game that if Christian Eriksen played against Manchester City, I said instead of Fred. I didn't even consider the possibility that it would be instead of a winger. I know Antony got injured, and it would have been very interesting to see who played if Antony was available. But to play Eriksen and not start Garnacho, and we'll get to Garnacho more later on, to start Eriksen and not play Garnacho was a huge mistake. An absolutely criminal mistake, and one of the major reasons why we lost this game. Now, I don't watch every minute of every Manchester City game, so I don't know if they do this kickoff routine often. But for me, it was a deliberate ploy to have İlkay Gündoğan taking that centre circle kick in the first place, and it was to capitalise on that defensive lapse that we have in midfield. Gündoğan plays the ball out, and there is no one picking him up because he's the man that's played the ball from the centre circle. Ball goes long, Haaland wins the header. You'd expect that. That's what he does. He's 6'4", he's massive. He's going to out-jump Casemiro or Lindelof or Varane or whoever. Ball gets played inside. By this point, Gündoğan has already got past Christian Eriksen. And that's not good enough, especially at kickoff. There is no excuse for not tracking your man in the first minute of the game. But Gündoğan has taken that centre circle and just walked or casually jogged past Christian Eriksen to the point that when that ball is headed out, Eriksen is there. Gündoğan is there. Phenomenal technique. It's a good shot. And then I come on to point number 2 of 3, which is David De Gea. And I don't care how good the technique and the strike is. That ball does not go anywhere near the top or the side of that goal. It goes a good yard inside and below inside the post and below the crossbar. And David De Gea just stands there and goes, where's the effort? Where is the determination? It's the first minute of the game. Get across and at least try. Do not give up before you've even tried. Like I said, this ball is not in the corner. It is at a savable height. It is at a reachable height, lengthways and heightways. But once again, it's on his left-hand side. So if he doesn't think he can Superman save it, best believe he's not going to try and get there with his left hand. And I am convinced, utterly convinced, he could have saved that with his left hand if he actually tried to. So, for me, that is a double error from 2 of my 3 biggest problems. Lack of running from midfield and the choice to start Christian Eriksen, and David De Gea not being good enough on his left-hand side. I'll talk about the second goal in this as well because we'll cover all of it at once. How many times have I sat here at the end of a Manchester United game and spoke about our setup defensively on opposition set plays. This idea of we're going to have all our tall players in a line, and then we're going to have 3 players mark their tall players, and then we're just going to have people standing in loose places. We left no one upfield. We left no one on the edge of the area. And Gundogan, who's already scored a wonder volley in this game, is left with all the time and space in the world. De Bruyne picks him out. He scuffs it. Wan-Bissaka probably could have come out quicker, but to be honest, Wan-Bissaka probably should have just been there in the first place. He scuffs it, Varane leaves it, Casemiro leaves it, De Gea sees it late, and I will give him a slight reprieve because he does see it late. However, he also gets there, and he gets a whole hand on it, and his fingers just bend backwards. No strength in the save at all, and he just pushes it into the corner, and we go 2-1 down. That's really, really annoyed me because, like I say, that was it. That's all Manchester City offered in that game. I don't care what people say in terms of Manchester City controlled the ball, controlled the tempo of the game. We stopped them from creating anything. We actually controlled their attacks by sitting in and ushering them to where we wanted them to go. And whenever they actually tried to do something, whether it was Luke Shaw, Lindelof, Varane, Wan-Bissaka or Casemiro, or Fred, who did another good job on De Bruyne, bar the foul, which obviously resulted in the goal, I thought we defended absolutely fine. And I think we were in a lot more control of that game than those BBC commentators were giving us credit for. On the other side of things, like I say, now I'll talk about the actual decision to play Christian Eriksen instead of Alejandro Garnacho. For me, and again we've spoken about it, Sancho is not very good on the left. Bruno is absolutely wasted on the right. And as good as Eriksen is, he was letting those runners go, and obviously that's how they scored. The moment Garnacho came on, the game changed. And Kyle Walker has been absolutely sensational, and I've seen him back pocket Vinicius Jr. twice against Real Madrid. I know Vinicius scored that goal, but it was the one time that Kyle Walker went forward, and that was when Vinicius scored that goal. I think Garnacho caused him more problems in 30 minutes than Vinicius Jr. caused him in 120 minutes against Real Madrid. How Garnacho was not starting that game, I do not know. It just, to me, makes so much more sense to have started that game with Garnacho on the left, Bruno in the middle, Sancho on the right, and Rashford up front, where everyone is playing in their best position, causing problems. Instead, we just had square pegs in round holes again. Players that are okay in those positions, but not great. And what that leads to is those players losing the ball more, becoming more frustrated, and that brings me to my final annoyance, which is, for me, not enough players, again, were putting in enough effort to win the ball back when we didn't have it. And I'm putting that on the attackers, because like I say, defensively, the back six, they did their jobs really well. But the front four did not do enough to help them, in my opinion. Sancho was lazy. Rashford was walking like he always does when he plays up front. Bruno was just sort of jogging back. But like I said, he wasn't sure whether or not to cover the wing or cover the middle because he just wanted to be in the middle. We let that game go. I really do believe that. And like I say, we had chances. We hit the bar. Garnacho had that shot that went wide. Bruno Fernandes, if he'd have got his head up, Ortega was halfway to the corner flag. He could have just shot and he'd have scored. Really, really frustrated that we've let this game slip. And that's what I said this morning. What I wanted to be this evening was, if we'd lost, at least we gave it our absolute all. And for me, I think 75% of our players gave it their all. But 25% just could have given a little bit more. And I think if they would have given it a little bit more, I think City were there for the taking today. Because, like I say, we kept them at bay really, really well. They didn't look at it completely defensively, and this is what I'm talking about. I think we've done enough to satisfy my want this morning to sort of show the rest of the world we're there. We just need that little bit extra. We need that out-and-out box-to-box midfielder. We need that world-class striker that's going to help out the play, put the ball in the net when we're putting those balls in there. We put some good balls in the box today. Rashford wasn't quite getting there. Sancho wasn't quite getting there. We put some good balls in the box today that a striker would have been much more ready for. And then we have to sort out the goalkeeper. In my opinion, both goals he could have done better with. and his distribution again today was poor. I've already got in my mind who I want, and I'm going to put together 2 videos over the next 2 weeks about Manchester United. During the week coming up, I will do my keep or sell, and spoilers, I may have given away a few of them today in this video. And then the week after that, I will then do my players I would like to sign video. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you are a Manchester United fan. You want to get my opinions on who I think we should be getting rid of, and then who I think we should be bringing in. Thank you very much for watching, as always. Congratulations to Manchester City. I should have to say it. I don't like to say it, but congratulations to Manchester City. They have arguably the best possible chance they could ever ask for at winning a treble. For me, Inter Milan are very easy for them. I think we were the best chance of stopping them from winning this treble. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But if they get it, they deserve it. But yeah, I am very, very disappointed that, in my opinion, we've wasted an opportunity today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as always. There were some very controversial decisions that went on in this game as well that I'm sure would warrant some talking about. I'll quickly touch on the handball actually before I go. Stupid rule, as always. I've mentioned it enough times. Under the rules, it was a penalty. I don't think it should be if the rules were the way that I would have them. So let me know your thoughts as always. And again, thank you very much for watching. I will see you very soon. Probably the next video will be that Manchester United stay or go video. So I will see you then.